Yo, what's going on, guys? It's G Miners here, and in this video we are going over the second encounter in the Root of Nightmares raid, aka the Scission encounter. I always edit these videos right after my team clears on day one, so if this does help you out, make sure to drop a like and sub down below real quick. In this encounter, your goal is going to be to connect a series of nodes from where you spawn to the end of the arena. The twist is that this series of nodes spans a giant chasm. To start, split your team into 2 teams of 3, with 1 team on each side of the arena. I did also want to mention real quick that with the way this encounter works, there are likely many ways to do this, even more optimally. This is simply what my team found worked best on day 1. On each side, there will be a buff, which is called Field of Light or Flux of Darkness. The left side is the darkness side, and the right side is the light side. Your entire team should shoot this buff to pick it up, making 3 players have the light buff and 3 players have darkness. To get this, you just need to be inside of the mist when it is shot. From here, there is going to be a series of nodes located on each side of the arena, alternating from light to dark. To connect to the next node, a player with the corresponding buff must walk into it and shoot the orb that spawns inside of the node. Since these are located on both sides of the chasm, your team is going to need to use the launchers to make your way across. Standing in the launcher and then shooting the dark crystal will send you across. You are also able to skate across, however this has been leading to the encounter getting messed up, so I wouldn't personally recommend it. We did this in the gameplay you are watching and we were able to get it done, but it came with some added issues. That being said, basically all you need to do is keep sending 1 player with each buff back and forth across the chasm. Each time they should hit the next code in the sequence, then switch back, and then upon returning to their original side each time, they should refresh their buff by shooting it again. And honestly, that's pretty much it. Just keep alternating and making your way down as you continually connect nodes. The remaining 4 players, 2 on each side, should also make sure they group up and grab the buff when the runner refreshes on their side. Centurions are going to be spawning in, which have shields corresponding to each buff, and without it, they are immune, so you need this active to kill them. The other important thing to note in this encounter is the series of nodes might be tied together, meaning that you need both nodes to be active on each side to progress to the next set. The reason I say that they might be tied together is because we were skating across instead of using the launch pads, as I mentioned. I've heard from a few sources that this led to issues where it would be locking the node from being shot for a short duration. So since we were technically cheesing the encounter, I think that caused the series of nodes on each side to appear linked. But if I had to guess, they are more than likely independent of one another. All that said, all you need to do is connect all the nodes on each side before the timer for imminent expulsion hits 0. If done correctly, this is going to spawn 1 final wave of shielded adds that must be killed with the buff that spawns on your side. Killing these enemies would then allow you to go to the next floor where you could repeat these steps, reach a 3rd and final floor, and then complete the encounter. 2 additional notes. Whenever your runners are going to shoot nodes, make sure to not reclaim the buff without them. You can do this, but it seemed to sometimes disable the node from being able to be shot as well, which would cause issues, similar to how it works in the final encounter. With this, we did also find that the final buff would often disappear and not give us the 20 seconds we needed to kill the last set of adds. If this group of adds doesn't die, you're going to be locked on the floor and will eventually wipe, so we would call out when shooting the very final node and would activate these buffs slightly early so that we didn't end up getting locked out. That should be everything you need to know to beat the Scission encounter in Root of Nightmares. Keep in mind, I am making this guide after clearing this for the very first time to help you guys out, so there might be some slight differences in the actual mechanics versus what I covered, but these should be good enough to help you get a clear. Anyways, that's all for this video, guys. As always, have a good one. Peace.